Hey, I'm Zanna from Fantasy Fox. Thank you for coming back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today I want to talk about what to pack for LARP. We're on to the in-character kit, or IC kit. This is going to be quite wide for a lot of people, so I have kind of put together a tick list of things that I think people will need or want, and I've kind of put things on the list that I think will be helpful to people. Let's get started. I'm going to go through these quite quickly because I think they are quite self-explanatory. As you can see, here is my kit. This is my kit for Empire. So I basically have a top which is interchangeable. I've got a couple of tops now. I've got a little waistcoat, a skirt and a headband. I also have a couple of necklaces that I wear, which obviously I haven't popped on. And I generally wear this lipstick and do sort of a similar style to this makeup because she's a bit of a feisty one. But anyway, let's quick fire. So tunic, quite self-explanatory. It's just a top, go over your top layer, usually a bit thicker than like a t-shirt would be. Easy. Hero pants or trousers, decide between yourselves. I'll place a picture of hero pants if you are not sure what they are. Trousers as appropriate. A dress or a skirt, pouches. So here is a not quick fire one. I have multiple pouches for my belt. So I have a belt and I have a bag and I also have a basket. But this pouch is really helpful because it's quite large. I can fit a book with a pen in it. It holds my gloves. It holds quite a few things in here just to make sure that I can get it really easily and it's really to hand. Some of the things that I've mentioned that I have, like my basket, mainly stays in one place, but this stays with me always, so if I need to make notes and bits like that, this is really handy. I also have smaller pouches. Now this one I think is, because this is my CP belt pouch, this has excellent some rooms in it and also has a lip balm in it. They're quite small, but they're quite large. They hold quite a lot. They bulge out quite a bit. They're very helpful. I really recommend having a couple of pouches just to keep some of your things in if you're not very comfortable with having a bag and you'd prefer a few more pouches. These are things that you could buy in the field if you needed to. I wouldn't buy every single pouch that you see, just a couple for whatever you need. I tend to keep some in-character coin in one, some out-of-character money is usually in my bag. I try and keep my bag to be more out-of-character stuff and then my pouches to be more in-character stuff. That's quite helpful for people who also carry around medication. Keeping all your out-of-character bits in one place rather than all across your body, it can give your character a bit more personality as well, depending on the types of pouches that you choose. Obviously I've said belt because your pouches will go on your belt, and I've also mentioned bag. I carry around a little leather bag, well I think it's fake leather, but I carry around a little leather bag with me, a little brown leather bag with me everywhere, which holds all my outer character stuff. Sometimes I'll put some in-character bits in there if I can't fit it in any of my pouches, but what happens is if I'm out and about and those in-character things end up in my out-of-character bag, if I was hit down, for example, and someone was looking for stuff on me, I'd mention that most of the things in the bag are out of character and I'll retrieve out anything that is in character. That's if they're looting my body anyway. Or when I get back to camp, I'll immediately put my in-character stuff into a place where it's possible, shift stuff about so it makes it just right. Next up is jewellery. At Curious Pastimes, from a faction which is Viking inspired, so there is a lot of talks and fun Viking jewellery like that. I wear a little bit of jewellery for some of my characters. If you're wearing jewellery as a character, sometimes it can get in the way of you fighting, so just be aware of the jewellery that you're wearing. However, it can look really cool and add more personality. Any accessories? So are you going to have a hat? Are you going to have all these spare bits and pieces? Any accessories you think you're going to need, add them to the things that you're bringing with you. Weapons. Got a stab safe spear here. It's not mine. None of the weapons in this image are currently mine. They're all my partner's. I don't fight. The only weapon I have is a dagger. And I bought this dagger when I first started LARP, and I call it my fish dagger. So yeah, that is technically the only LARP weapon that I actually have on me and sort of use. Make sure that you potentially buy a scabbard for your daggers. Next up is spare kit. If it rains, if your character dies, it's good to have some backup kit or some base kit that can just be like black robes or some hero pants and a tunic. And say for example your last character wore hero pants and a tunic, find some other colours and come in as another person in tunic and hero pants. No one's gonna mind if your character dies or if you get wet or whatever. Just make sure that you have some spare kit to put on, because we'd rather you be safe and warm and dry than wet, soggy and miserable. We've all been there without enough kit. People can help lend you kit, but that's not always possible when it's a wet event, so make sure you bring some spare kit with you. Spare kit can also be helpful for monstering as well, so you're not wearing all the same things all the time. I appreciate LARP kit can be quite expensive, but hopefully you'll be able to get a couple of bits and pieces together to make your kit interchangeable. Next up is a cloak or a coat. Personally, I wear coats. I find them much more easier to deal with and don't strangle me when I'm trying to walk somewhere. But whatever floats your boat, if you prefer a cloak, wear a cloak. Make sure it's got a pin and you don't strangle yourself with it. If you wear a coat and like pockets like me, wear a coat. Just be warm. Next I'd recommend is a pen and a book. So here is my Empire book. It's not well written in because a lot of the time all I need at Empire is to write down numbers of the amount of herbs that I need to use, so it's not particularly interesting in here. It's really important to kind of make sure that you look at for pens that don't look too out of character. I've gone for this one because it's quite black and shiny, and it doesn't look great in character, but it doesn't look like your standard plastic biro because this is a metal pen. It's fine to have a plastic biro for your first event, but it's very helpful to other people and yourself to not have that plastic biro. Maybe wrap it up in some leather if you've got some about, or find something at the event that you can use. That's really helpful. Etsy have a lot of books like this. Traders have them. It's worth having a look about, seeing what you can find. Next up is a camp chair and a covering for the camp chair. Now, my first few events I did not bring a camp chair. I didn't drive, I was reliant on other people to bring my stuff with me, and I already had quite a lot of kit, so I didn't want to take the mickey. And I found that I was standing for really long periods of time. Now, I do not have the best joints, and sitting on the floor all the time is not very good for me. So I really recommend making sure you have a chair and then some sort of covering for your chair so it doesn't just look like a camp chair. If you are buying one of those really cheap £10-15 camp chairs, they are probably going to break quite easily. Lots of people do sit in your seat, but you can obviously ask them to move if it's your seat. Just be aware that standing for long periods of time should be balanced out with a little bit of sit down time as well, and sitting down on something with a back is very, very good for the body. And yeah, just covering your chair so it doesn't look like a camp chair. It's like a plastic and metal thing that's going to break in 2 seconds. So IC documents. So this can be different at different games. There's passports, there's character cards, bits like that. So at Empire you get a character passport which have all your details on for your character, what skills you have, etc, etc. This can just be kept on your person, usually in your out of character or in character documents, depending on how you feel. I generally keep it in my bag, it's a lot easier. And then at CP, or Curious Pastimes, we have a character card holder. One of these, it's just a rectangular leather thing with my spell cards and then my character card which has all my details on it and then all my skills on the back. And then we wear this on top of our kit so that if anything happens, because they put our med codes and bits like that, so any kind of illnesses you have, allergies, any problems, you pop them on your character card. But yeah, make sure you keep your IC documents on you. It's very helpful for when you're trying to do things, and it also means that you know what skills you have. The last two things on my list are lammies and coin. So at some events it's not known as lammy, some events, for example Empire, it has ribbons instead, which are your crafted items. At CP it's a lammy, at LT it's a lammy, so we'll call it lammy for the sake of lammy's sakes. And your in-character coin. These are all kind of important things. If you have lammies, bring them. If you don't have lammies, great. You probably can find some if you wanted to. It's up to you. And if you have any in-character coin, keep it with you or spend it or whatever. Fun. So that was LARP on a budget in character. This was meant to be quick and I did not make it quick. I'm sorry. I think that is everything. I will try and leave a link to the tick list in the description below so that you can have access to it. Please give my video a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel for more content relating to LARP. My social media, which is at fantasyfox_x. So if you could please give that a follow, and then you can find out when the next video is due to happen. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Alright, bye!